much more, like after the last game, can you realize what the identity of this team is?
What you mean?
Have you like turned the corner? Everybody keeps saying you've turned the corner. Or is it still too soon? Do 3 games not make?
I think we have a little bit in terms of how we want to play, who we're playing through, rotations, things like that. I think guys are getting more comfortable in their role and knowing when they're coming in, out the game, figuring out the game flow, who they're on the floor with, spots and things like that. So I think we've turned a corner, but I think there's still a lot of room where we can improve offensively and defensively.
You know, we talked about AJ kind of sending those 10-game packages, right like the 20-game mark. Like, what are you seeing about your game that you've liked so far? Where do you think you need to improve so far?
I think I'm doing a good job in knocking down my open shots when they come to me. They can do a better job of finding and hunting some more threes in those clips and packages that my trainer AJ sends me a lot of like improvement plays and where I've turned down some shots that I could have taken, especially like on kickouts and drives with Kawhi, James, and PG and Russ. So looking for more of those in those actions and situations, and then getting downhill more, putting more pressure on the rim, and collapsing defenses and whether it's for me to finish or kick out and make plays for my team.
You've always been able to, been a great three-point shooter, been able to get guys in the fake, but I feel like you're getting guys a lot more on the flyby, getting that one dribble, sidestep three. Are you noticing guys maybe running at you a little faster, jumping more often?
Yeah, I think in those situations, like I said, in those packages, you see like when I have the ball and I'm coming off either a pin down or a DHO, they're trying to stop me from getting to the rim. But in like closeout situations, like I feel like I'm a like run off the line guy with how well I've been shooting it and just my numbers over the years. So like when they're in closeout situations, it's to get me off the line, and then when I'm on like off the dribble situations, it's stopping me from getting into the paint and putting pressure on the defense. So just reading those situations, guys are definitely more alert and trying to get me off my line and get me out of rhythm, especially when it comes to catch and shoot.
Norm, how does playing with Kawhi and Paul change how you are able to defend versus some of the other lineups that have had perhaps more guards off the bench?
I think it helps just in terms of like how we want to defend as a unit, with switching lineups, and any one of us can guard the better guys on the opposing team, knowing situations like Kawhi and PG are more on ball, and then when I'm with them, I'm more like off the ball, chasing around the shooters that the opposing team has, not giving them easy looks. So I think just being able to switch up defenses, especially when it's an offense or when it's 5 and they're going man or zone.
Norm, you guys have found a lot of success with Harden initiating at the elbow with like back cuts and pin downs and stuff like that. Why is that? What has made that specific segment of the offense so versatile and profitable for you guys?
I think just because he's able to thread the needle. He sees the passes and makes passes where the defense can't get to it, and like unexpected, not for like us as a team, but defenses. They're not thinking that this pass is open, that they're doing a good job to defend it, and he's able to find a way to get the ball through. So you can put him in those actions and have them be a little bit confused in the actions and pin downs that they're running, especially with Kawhi and PG, because they like to switch. So finding those areas where it's opening in that like half second where they're switching and point switching and trying to find out what we're doing, he's able to make those passes. So it gives another level to our offense.
Do you feel like teams defensively just struggle with cuts in general because, you mentioned James can make pinpoint passes, but do you think defenses sort of switch off at times, and then that's why cutting has become such a valuable skill? Yeah,
for sure. I think just the way the game is going, especially like when you're doing small ball and the schemes, switching is really good because you keep the ball in front, but then like if you're not switching the right, it allows like those slip cuts, especially if you're point switching and not into the body. There's a lot of confusion that can happen. And I think even with us, sometimes we struggle with like switching. Are we switching this one? Is it a screen? Is it a back screen? Who's in it? So I think around the league has just been an emphasis, because like teams get a lot of confusion, especially in communication when it comes to off-ball situations, when it comes to like similar sized guys in lineups.
You play the Blazers in the season opener, and obviously you guys are a significantly different team now than you were then, but what would you say is something that going into tomorrow's game you want to make sure you take care of against how the Blazers have progressed over the last 6 weeks?
Coming out with the right mindset and focus, and not looking at their record. I mean, they're playing a lot better basketball than the first game of the season. And what they're doing, they're playing really fast, and the young guys are competing and getting after it. So we have to come in there with the right mindset, right physicality, right energy, be ready to run, sharp, and scoot. They're pushing the ball in transition. Sharp is playing really well. Ant's playing really well. Henderson is playing really well for them, bringing energy, effort. Ayton's playing really well. Brogdon's playing really well. So we just gotta and Grant. So we just gotta come in as a unit, ready to match their energy and pace, and be the more physical, dominant team.
So you talked a lot before the season about how excited you were to get open looks playing with Russ and Kawhi and PG. Now you guys have James in the mix. Has it exceeded your expectations with the types of looks that you've gotten, even with how excited you were coming into the season?
No, I think it was right on par. I know, like heading in, before we got James, what Russ has done, especially playing with him after we got him, and James is another guy. Those guys were top 5, top 3 in assists for however many years it was, so they're going to generate good and open looks. I think the more and more James gets comfortable within the flow of the offense, he's been generating this even more look, for me and T-Man, especially like those bullet pass kickouts when he gets into the teeth of the defense. So just being ready to take and knock those down, and knowing when they're coming, especially in the actions and things that we're running, finding the open windows because he's looking for us.
Just going to be a bit random, but the other day, Kyle Lowry was saying he's definitely going to sign a one-day contract with the Raptors, retire with them. If you could what do you think he's meant to that organization?
I think Kyle's meant everything, to not only the organization but to Toronto itself, and everything that he's done within the community. He's the greatest Raptor of all time, and the legacy that he's left there is amazing. That's Kyle. When you think of the Raptors, you think of him, Vince, DeMar, those top guys. So it doesn't surprise me. I think it would be the right thing to do, to retire as a Raptor. Things I'm sure he wanted to stay there for his whole career, but just the way it goes. But yeah, I'd be excited for him to be able to, hang it up as a Raptor.